Greetings, fam, and thank you so much for joining us once again. Here we are, Monday Night Mood. It's been almost 2 weeks since we've come live at you. We pray that all things are well with you and your family, and you are definitely in the mood for a great week, as we are. We woke up this morning and we were feeling what our three themes are for Monday Night Mood: time, relationships, and love. Tonight, what we're going talk to you about, as we did 2 weeks ago, is around the theme of love.
Love.
Uh, Good to see you tonight
Good to see you, husband.
on a Monday night.
Monday night, the start of a new
when
week.
everybody is piping down and getting ready, just so that you could come close. Why don't you share, like, and heart, and those within your social media networks, tell them that we're on, and we just have a few minutes of sharing that we want to do with you right now, to start your week off and to help you power down as you look forward to the great week that is before you. So, sweetheart, baby doll, love, what else are you referred to? Baby. Can't think of any other names, but
Right now.
right there, yeah. But I want to talk about one thing tonight that has been on my heart, and I think it's going to help somebody, and that is when love promotes. When love promotes. Everything in life turns on time, relationships, and what else?
Resources.
Resources. Under love, love falls under relationships. Time, relationships, and resources. But we're going to talk about love, which is a very important component in relationships. In talking about love, we're going to talk about
When love promotes.
I remember some years ago when I was trying to figure out what I would do when I was unable to go on and pursue the football career that I wanted to pursue. I met you, and I decided at that particular time that I would go to dental school. I never forget. And I met you, and you asked me, was that something I really, really wanted to do? And I said, of course, I want to go to dental school. And the more I thought about it, the more I didn't want to go to dental school. And you said, so since you can't play football any longer and you can not go to the pros at this time, why don't you pursue something in entertainment? And I went home and thought long and hard about it. And to make a long story short, I pursued a career in sport administration. Before
You
I
were
started,
obsessed with watching ESPN.
yeah, I was obsessed with watching ESPN. Now, why do I say that? Why do I say that? Because I believe you were instrumental in redirecting me. And I knew at that time, before I married you, how much in love you were with me. And I wanted to use that example to talk about when love promotes. Because I do believe that love is a trampoline. I do believe that it is a catapult. And you were, at that point, the catalyst to point me in another direction that I had not even considered, but it was so part of my life. And I don't know if you have thought about that time, but as I was thinking about how we would power down, I wanted our audience to think about tonight, as they power down, does love really promote? Who are the people in their lives that promote them?
Right.
In other words, who are the people that embolden their flames? When we think about coals on a fire, when we're preparing a grill to put whatever we want on the grill for a meal, those coals have to be emboldened. They have to be inflamed. So we put more lighter fluid on it. We put more wood there to make the flames bolder and to keep the coals alive, right? I believe that at that time in my life, you were the coals. You were also the fire that kept things burning for me, and you promoted me into the next phase of my life. So I don't know how you felt about it, but what at the time, what made you use love in that context to promote me to where I needed to go.
I think even with that time, and just even with being in love with someone, and it doesn't have to be a dating, it can just be that you really care for someone. I began to think about that, and love really should promote. If someone truly loves you, they should want the best for you. And that's what I wanted. I wanted the best for you. And even though we were just dating, we weren't married, I could see something on you. I could see the love that you had for sports. And when you told me that you were going to pursue something that I really never even heard you talk about, I questioned you because I wondered, why would you do that? It doesn't seem like you love it. So I kind of identified the things that I felt you loved and was like, well, why don't you chase after that or do that? That's kind of always been my thing, and it's probably maybe just me, but and I think that what's unique in love is that oftentimes those that love us see the gift, see our calling before we ever see it. With our children, we'll push them. My mom was such a promoter, and for me, throughout my life, my grandmother was such a cheerleader. My aunt Carol was such a cheerleader. I think that all of us cannot get distracted with those we love, because what we say and how we push should promote those who we say we care about.
And you bounced off of all three of
yes.
those people.
And there are things that I did, for example, we were talking about college today, even with Dylan, in a year going, away and making some decisions. And I always said, college was not for me. I did it because I loved my mom so much that I knew it was so important to her that I didn't have a choice.
So love promoted you somewhere you didn't
Love
want to
promoted me somewhere I did not want to be.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful that today, like I look back and I even share this with my kids, I'm grateful today that I loved my mom enough to honor and trust that what she wanted was best for me, even when I couldn't see it. So what an incredible gift that we have if we truly love someone, the ability to promote them in such a way that it will catapult them to do what it is God has called them to do, hopefully.
Yeah, and it turns on those three things, which are our foci for Monday Night Mood, and that is time, resources, and relationships.
Yes.
Everything turns on that. And look at what it did for you. It reduced your frustration, which is being time efficient in every area of your life.
Yes.
It helped you with your resources, definitely,
Yes.
because you walked into jobs that people at your age, as it were, back then, should not have had, nor should have been making the amount of money you were making. And it brought you into a relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
love promoted my favor.
Right, exactly.
Love will promote your favor.
Right.
And again, friendships, I can think of all major decisions that really catapulted me or took me to another level mentally, spiritually. They all promoted me in such a way that it made me a better me. And that's what love really should do for us. Whether it's a friendship, whatever relationship it is, it should make us a better version of ourselves.
Absolutely. And it should promote to such a degree that the other person that you're in love with or connected with should be inspired.
Yes.
To allow you to be the best version of themselves that they cannot be themselves.
Yes.
In other words, you're everything that I'm not, and vice versa to the converse.
Thank God.
Yeah, and
you everything I'm not.
Yeah, when love,
because I wouldn't be wanting to be married to me. I wouldn't want him to be married to me.
Absolutely, me either. So it's important.
It's so important
because people don't understand. I think they misconstrue what love is, and when they misconstrue what love is in the context of relationships, they will make a vital mistake.
Yes.
they're looking through the lens of what they grew up in,
Yeah.
and they think that's love. They will take on something and believe that where they are right now is love, and they are not being compelled or being promoted
Yes.
to anything else. Always understand that if you are connected with someone else, when we're talking about it in the context of relationships, in some way, it should be promoting you, not detaining you,
Yes.
and not stagnating you.
Yes.
And when it's there at a level of being detained or you're being stagnated, you have to question whether or not you need to remain connected to it.
And it's funny you mentioned that because ironically, and maybe it's just me, but on my Facebook, I've been on Facebook for over 10 years, and ironically, there are days when I'm feeling a certain type of way, and if I look at my timeline of what was posted prior years,
Yeah.
it's in sync with what I'm feeling today.
Isn't that something?
And one of the things that was on my post from a few years ago was a post I shared from someone, and it was talking about relationships.
Yeah.
And it was saying that all relationships aren't meant for long term.
Yeah.
Some relationships are seasonal. We talk about this. And I think that when we think about promotion, that's a great place for us to think, because many times we have a difficult time when we don't hear from people or we don't hear from someone, and we thought, that was my BFF or that was my boo, not understanding that perhaps that person wasn't in position to promote us to where we need to be. And that's kind of, for me, a great gauge to assess whether or not a relationship should remain in this season of my life. Doesn't mean that it's a bad person, but what do you need right now? I think you have to really think about that.
Absolutely.
Is the person promoting you to where you need to be? Because sometimes they can be promoting you to do things, and it's really, that season's over.
Absolutely. And that's why we're coming to our audience on tonight, because I believe that right here in this Monday Night Mood, they are positioned correctly to evaluate their time, resources, relationships, and make a decision under the relationship category, which we're talking about tonight, whether or not the love that they have entered into or that they're engaged with is actually promoting them, or they are promoting someone else.
Right.
Listen, I hope that you've enjoyed this segment of Monday Night Mood. I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to share. I want you to like. I want you to heart. I want you to put in the comment box what you're going to do to promote the special person that's in your life. Conversely, I want you to think about what is it that you will evaluate tonight. Seriously, I want you to evaluate seriously. Are you being promoted? Are you being promoted? Not only will you promote someone else, but are you being promoted by love?
Yes.
Well, if you really think about it, you deserve it. You deserve to be promoted by love. What is the promotion? It's just making you better. It's not giving you another job. It's not giving you any money. It's not giving you anything tangible, but it's the intangible. What is the intangible? Are you being drawn closer to God? Are you being drawn closer to what you are to become, to make an efficacious mark in the world? It's for you to be loved. And we